Hello and welcome to the next episode of this series, which is all about this Lego room and of course my life. Now it's all about Star Wars in this one. We're going to start off in the orange section, which is obviously all of our Hoth bits and pieces, and the tiles have arrived. So we're going to be adding in some more tiling. So we finished at the front of his feet and then we actually ran out. So we've now got to go between his legs, figure out what we're going to do with that. And then we're going to go from his backside all the way into the corner of the wall, the Ahsoka T6 shuttle and all the other little bits and pieces from the sort of the dioramas and the Disney Ahsoka show. That'll all get pulled out and moved and plonked underneath the table, ready for a different diorama in the future. Once all of this bits has been sorted and we've figured out what we're going to do with the rest of the AT-AT, because I have finally added on its head, so I'm umming and ahhing whether to actually finish off all the side paneling or not, but I need to find a home for basically the bits and pieces that keep falling off. Once all of that's been decided, we are then going to get the big UCS Venator, because I have started to build it up. And we're going to see what that's like for spacing to be able to continue the path underneath for our Clone Wars display. So we've got plenty of different bits and pieces to get on with in this upload. So with that being said, let's get to it. So first thing we are going to do, we're going to plonk you on top of the loop roller coaster. That does come in extremely handy for it to be hands-free. And then I have got the little steps all ready, so I can actually climb up and grab these bits and pieces. Now what I'll do is off camera, I will use them. Now I knew this was going to be a bit of a nightmare because I started the Clone Wars display after I ran out of tiles. Now the problem is with that is now I've got nowhere to put my hands or foot when I'm going to start putting the tiling on. So fingers crossed it's not going to be too much of a issue. I can see it being a problem, but fingers crossed I won't stand on anything is what I'm trying to get at. And then these bits and pieces that are down here, I know I'm casting a huge shadow, but those bits and pieces that are down there for basically the hips and knee joints and stuff of this AT-AT will be added in a different upload, because I'm doing a bit of a sort of Star Wars diary alongside it, so that will get fixed at some point, and all of a sudden you just see it in a different video, because I got extremely angry trying to put the head on and all of these pieces actually ended up falling off. So these will have to go down here as well. I'm then going to have to tile all the bits and pieces, and then we can carry on. But I am at the moment full reach and I can't reach the back of the shelf, so I'm going to have to try and get this little step a little bit closer, and then we might be all right, he says, because I am going to struggle massively to do this. So I need to clear, I think I need to clear a little bit of space, because I'm still tidying up after that huge Ninjago diary. That was what, that 4 hour upload. So if you want to see me repairing all of the Ninjago bits and pieces, this is why I don't have much floor space at the moment, because I haven't got round to putting everything back. Can I reach that a bit better? Yes, fantastic. Right, spin another light round, so hopefully it'll be a little bit brighter and won't cast as much of a shadow. And I will now figure out, well, the first thing I'm going to do is actually put the new setup. I'm just going to see what that looks like, because, well, it's this. I've just grabbed it. It's a nice little build, this one. And then luckily for me, the taller bit goes with the slope of the ceiling. So that should work perfectly, it does. So I've got to figure out now what we're going to do with that, because I think we could potentially just keep it at the angle rather than it being completely straight on, and it has got these nice little bits in, because I think I still think the UCS version of the ATT, no, ATT is that thing, the ATST, will be behind the AT80. Lots of different things to try and remember. So I'm happy with that. That does look nice. That's a little probe droid. That does look pretty cool. I'll figure out what I can do diorama wise just in front of that as well, and we can figure out what we're going to do, but I think that's okay. Minifigure wise and things, there's nothing to put on that side. That's the only thing, because we've got all of these just in here, and then I've got nothing on this side. So it's just going to be very much a case of get the tiles down and then see what we can achieve. Now I have got them boxed. Now I don't know if they come in different packaging now, packages is now or what. So let's have, where should I put? I don't know where to put you. Let's put you there, and I will try and rip into this box, which has more sellotape on than it needs to, but then at the same time I do appreciate that it does have all of this on there. Good. Right, definitely don't want to open it upside down. Right, the box itself is now open. I'm hoping they're still in their individual bags, or a bag. Yes, they are. Fantastic. Yes, good. So we have got plenty of those, which is great. We have got some oranges, which I know we're going to run out of, and I have got a couple more dotted around, and then I can order some more oranges with these. So we will see what we've got, and I've ordered. And in this one, we've got some yellow tiles to carry on with the Clone Wars display, just to figure out what way we're going to be going on. And then what I will keep doing is just ordering sort of tiles as and when we need them. So we will see how far these will go, because it is quite a few of these per base plate, as you can more than likely fully well imagine. But because we ran out of grey and I did have the oranges at the time, we will start behind this thing just here. So we'll get this one out the way, and we'll get the next one on. So we've got a good amount of these. We have got randomly I put 730 of them. So there's quite a few in here, so fingers crossed it will go a little way, because we are 16, how many are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16. There's 32 a base plate for these, is what we're going, because so if I just go in a straight line in across the base plate, can I just take this off? Yes, of course I can. That'll be a little bit quicker, won't it? So yeah, with 32 of these in total, because obviously it's 16 aside, because they're two studs deep. But it does look, I think it looks quite nice the second you start putting all these different things and all these different colours and everything together. So it'll be interesting to see what else is going to happen with regards to the colouring. And do I stay with the 2x2s for the tiles? I will be putting a load of jump plates in, or the hoppers, or whatever the ones are, we can stand the minifigures on there. So I will be ordering those in a couple of different, well, I'll be ordering a good batch of them, and then we can actually have a load of the general public just walking around. But this here is what I need to recreate on the next base plate going around. But I don't think it's going to be as, hopefully it'll be as simple, but I don't think it will be, because we've coming off that one. Yeah, this is where it's going to get a little bit tricky, because I think what we're going to do is just going to go in a straight line through its legs, and then when we get to this base plate, it's going to be a little bit more. It's going to be a little bit more awkward, I think, because that is. So what I don't want to do is for, I think, there we go. I was going to say, I did have it at one point with 4 studs gap. So obviously the wall itself isn't straight. So we will have to figure that out over a period of time. So I need a few oranges. I have a very, very bad feeling I picked yellow instead of orange. I don't know why I would have done that, but never mind. Never mind. Because I've also got to think of what other colours are going to work with the other areas, like Batman and all that kind of thing as well. So I can just get that one. A bit of a fight with that one. Can I get that one in? This is the problem of having the clone stuff just in front. So obviously this can stand on the path, so it's fine. As I can just make the display up as we go. This has been really, really awkward. This should be so simple. Oh, right, okay, the base plate itself is twisted. So because the wall is not fantastic, as we all know, I've got to be very, very careful that the front of the base plates are level. Otherwise it's going to throw everything, absolutely everything, out of kilter. So hopefully we will be all right. So if I keep you between its legs, I will reach where I can, and they can just walk in a straight line. I think the reason why I didn't get the orange and I got the yellow, actually thinking about it now out loud, is I had enough orange tiles to get to the back side of the 8080, and then I was going to figure out where I was going to put the grey before I ordered some more orange, because I don't think I'm going to need any more orange stuff anywhere else, but I do need a good few more yellow bits and pieces once the Venator goes down. So it does make a huge difference. So the second you start adding tiles to all of these, it makes a massive, massive difference. So again, that one is off because that base plate will not push back. So this is what I mean. It looks like the path's wonky, but it's not, because that base plate can get pushed back a little bit further than that one, and that's just annoying. So we'll have a bit of a play with that. I do realise my head is in the way of the lighting. I am sorry, but I can't chop my head off, so there's not much I can do about that. I've got to lift that foot up after. So we are now out of the backside of the 8080. I think that is the more simpler thing to do, with just keeping this in a straight line. I think just add these in. I think what I'm going to have to do is get some 1x2s and have them as a backup as well. Hoth. So that's not going to work there. The reason why I'm not moving the 8080 is I need to move it when I repair all the bits and pieces. So once I pull it off the shelf, I can then put in the rest of the tiling. So I just know if I move it now, it's going to fall apart and it's going to really annoy me. Whereas as it is, it's already falling apart. I got very annoyed. In fact, I got that annoyed by this 8080, I actually started the Venator. rather than finishing this, because it was such a pain in the backside trying to get that head on, and then as you're holding different bits and pieces it all starts to fall apart. I despise making things twice, so it's just sucked all the enjoyment out of it. But the UCS Venator is a very interesting build, and it's very, very stable and sturdy, so that is a bit of a bonus. Now, as I'm putting these down, because this is quick, easy and simple, I am unsure which way I'm going to continue the path. And what I mean by that is I don't know if I need to go from left to right, or I come from the AT-AT's backside. So that's what we're doing. Just nice and simple. It all connects through, so it looks smart enough, I think. But it's just what I'm going to do on the second part. That is that bit. Because we've got about, well, I think we've got close to 2 base plates of space. Because I've got one base plate overlaying a couple of the others. So this is now, where do we go? Where do we go and what do we do? Because that goes straight back in there. We've got all the speeder bikes and everything. All okay. Looks like another bit's fallen off. Yes, it has. Fantastic. It's all of the underside. That's all it is. It's just that all underneath there, something that you would never ever see, and it's on in such a stupid way. Or I built it in such a stupid way that it just keeps falling off. But I'm pretty sure everybody said that this is quite fragile, which is annoying. But then the Razor Quest is fantastic, and then the UCS Venator, which I'm looking at right now, is also very, very good, and I can vouch for that, because you do the Technic stuff, but you also build Lego into it, and you almost push the Lego onto the Lego rather than doing it onto it. It's much, much better, much, much more stable than the other ones. But we're not worrying about that at the moment. I've got to figure out what I'm going to come out with this corner. Now, I will imagine we will come out that way, and then we will have to keep it close to the front of this. So we're going to have to maybe zigzag some bits and pieces potentially, because we want it going that way. But how I'm going to be able to figure that out, I don't know. Can I just do it like... yeah, if I did that and had ones. Because we... how can I do this? Because if it stops there and comes out on the next lot, you would be quite far away from seeing it, which kind of defeats the object. So we would not have that one there, have that there, and then we've got the path. I think what we might have to do is we might have to step it. This is gonna be interesting, because I don't want it to look, obviously, I don't want it to make it look nonsense, but I can't, my brain won't commute at the moment how I do a diagonal path. I don't know, I'm gonna have to go straight and then out, so it zigzags. It's just because I'm really struggling to reach and it's a little bit on the painful side. Well, I might be able to. I can just overlap it like that and then angle the set. So I need to move that, and then which way we're going to be coming. That will be the last one, and it goes there. Can I squeeze that in there? Ooh, lights just flashed. Definitely don't want a power cut. It's got a big storm at the moment, so it might all end and stop. That's all I need now. That I like, that I don't. Can I just... No, I can't overlap it that way. Right, so that is the angle that we were playing with. I'll get there, I'll get there, I'll get there. The orange is easy enough. But I'll put that in there, that in there. I've then got no choice but to step. Four. I've got no choice to step there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I get... Yeah, that's all right. A little bit more of a higgledy-piggledy path. That works. So hopefully when we add in the orange, so I don't know if you're actually high enough to see what I'm actually trying to do. So if I plonk you up a little bit higher, fingers crossed you can see that a little bit better, but that will have to go in there. So what I'm currently doing, so I've got a handful of tiles. I'm propping myself up against the wall with one hand, going through the 8080's legs, and then hoping I don't mistime it and headbutt the 8080. That's annoying, annoying. Because we're off by 2. Why have I done that? No, because I've not stepped that back. No. No, we don't want that. Might have to just do it differently like that. Ah, broke it. Standard. Anything Star Wars or just disintegrate. I need like a third arm or something. How has that even undone itself? Fantastic. Alright, let's get this back out the way. See, I didn't even touch it, did I? That slots back in there. No idea where that one went. We'll figure that out in a second. Right, so that's a bit of a better pattern. I think that looks nice. but I've got a bad feeling I'm going to have to bring it over by 2 studs, so it's not touching the actual set, because the set I think might be on it. Yes, it is. Booger. Because this thing at the back sticks out quite a bit. Can I go? Oh, I can. No, we're safe. Just. So I don't have to redo that, which is fantastic. Right, carrying on with the orange. So I really do enjoy tiling, but it's just really difficult to get these bits down when you haven't really got anywhere to grab onto, and I'm sticking with that excuse. So because this is the end of the run and we've done the same, I guess I really do have I've got 2 options here, because if I was to take, because we're like that at the moment, we could just go into the orange wall, because we actually came out of the orange wall. So if I was to take that off, take that one, take that, bugger, take that one, and that one, what I could do is go that way, so we're actually coming out of the wall rather than out the side, and then we could stand some minifigures in this corner, because we've done that in that corner. So it means we've got like this triangular block of cheese just there for, that's you, for the display. Right, what I need to do is I need to change the battery over, and then we can carry on. Right, new battery is in. I'm on the step, and I am got to think where this path decides to change again. Now what I mean by that, I'll make sure that they are, is we are going to be coming up to the next square. So I've got to make a big square like that around the base plate, so I know what I'm going to be doing, where it's going to connect. So it's just sort of like it's a similar pattern, but I just don't know how far in I come from this until the square starts. Probably 6 studs, I would imagine. So we come in by 3 orange. I've actually cleared the base of the probe. That's 1, 2, 3. Cleared the base of the probe, and then we come out. Might have to go that reach. Yeah, that was better luck than judgment, I'm not gonna lie. I thought 6 studs, I eyeballed it, I thought 6 might do it, but I forgot about the about these. So the obviously the darker colour goes straight around the outside of the base plate, and then the orange will kick in. Now I think by fluke I am going to miss that bit, which is good, and now we should just be able, yes, so I've managed to count the studs properly as well, because that was another worry, because I was zigzagging. I was hoping I didn't overlap a stud, and then I was going to be off by a stud at the far end. So we'll do the same thing on this side. Still can't figure out what the best view is for you. That one. Two more. Oh yes, that's all good. Right, perfect. I'm happy with that. That's great, because that could have been, what, a disaster. So now we'll go all the way around the outside of... Ah, it's not, is it? Booger. No, we've got no choice. We'll have to mix and match it up when it arrives. Like I said, I'm doing it blind, so I will just keep putting these down. It's not going to be it's not going to be over one full base plate, but it could be if I come over this way, because we're two studs out, and the other one, this thing is over. Yeah, the other square is bigger. So what I've done on that one is it's a full base plate on there, plus 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 studs on the back. I'm going to work this out as we go, I think. And then I can just line up all the base plates at the end. Now, for some reason, bearing in mind this paint has been on this wall now since the start of this year, I've just taken some orange off with my knuckle because it's wet. So either it still hasn't dried since I painted it, or something has reacted and it's not very happy. So I'm going to have to get the paintbrush back out at some point, because it's right between the AT-AT's legs, and you're going to spot it, I think. Maybe we just make a bigger square up. So it's quite hard to guess how big something that hasn't, there's no official images yet, but there is rumours and talks that there's going to be an AT-ST. And before I get carried away, plonk you back up on these bits of wood, we will finish this bit off to make sure that that looks okay. I don't think that looks too bad, to be honest. I quite like the little zigzaggy type pose. I guess it's very Minecraft-esque, but tell you what, it's a nice reward doing this after looking at light grey non-stop for the UCS stuff. Yeah, I think the probes are better. I think it's better that way. We've lost a little bit in the corner, but there's nothing to put around it. So I think it would do. And then if anything goes here, we can put something in that bit. I'm already at the end of the base plate at the front, so we'll see what we can do at the end of the base plate at the back. And let's just, how many do we come over? That's the thing, because the last one for that base plate is there. So I go backwards so you can see. That's the last one for that, and obviously this is going to be 2. I think I did say that that little chappy could go over to this side and make a smaller thing on here, because if I did that, we could actually then have another 2 displays. Because I think if I grab him, if that went there, which doesn't look bad, it's absolutely fine there. That's all it needs to be. It doesn't need to be any bigger than that. because don't forget it's another 4 studs in to make the bit on the way round, so it gets tight quickly. And then what it allows us then is we've got another bit here, another bit here for display stuff, and then we could just keep the X-wing as it is, and then have something bigger just in front of it. Because does that look better with that, or do we need something big there? This is the problem I've got. All filthy. This is the problem I've got. So I think what I'll do is we'll risk it, and because I do like that with the X-wing, but maybe the bigger one will also potentially work there, and it would just be the X-wing's a bit of a backdrop. And because we have got more, we can make that bigger, because what I could do is take the path, lose that line there and take it over and in, and it's just in front of the building, because I was going to put a load of minifigures and things in front of it, but potentially don't need to if it will work. And then this one could be in the smaller one, and then we have another display, another 2 pockets of display, I think. I'm going to try that, and if it doesn't work, because that one gets swallowed, I can just make that one bigger and then maybe make that one smaller. Because if you look at that, it only takes up half. Yeah, I'll do that. We'll do that. So we'll put that maybe at the front. Yeah, we'll figure out where that one's gonna go. We don't want it to swallow the probe. We could just go in the middle. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll have Chewie back with him, and then we'll figure out what other minifigures could be added to this, or just something silly. So if that is the outer edge, we are gonna go, that goes there. Got my brain working now. So there's, that goes there. Right, okay. That is the path that'll be going round, and I'll do the same thing on the other side. So you can see what I mean about it's a much smaller square, and when you lose 6 studs aside, it doesn't take long to make it sort of a little bit more squished and squashed. But at least doing it this way, I will know how many more orange I need to add. So that's actually where it will be there. Then we've got to figure out where it's going to link back up, because it doesn't necessarily have to link back up like that. It could zigzag about, or do basically whatever it needs to do. But that, I think, is the rest of the orange. I think I've got some more at the bottom of the bag, so we'll check that out at the end. If not, what I will do is I'm going to basically order, say, 20, 30 of each different colour to be able to finish them off every time I put in a big order of these. But yeah, I think the initial thought process was I wasn't going to come this far, and then this thing decided to happen, and now we're starting on the other end. So it's getting there. It's, at least you guys and girls now can kind of see what the whole display is going to be like. because obviously each individual section is going to be color coded like a theme park. It's all going to be pathed up and yada yada yada, and it's all going to try and link and connect with the different bits. So that will stop there, that will then kick in, and that goes all the way across the back. Now these tiles, to be honest, didn't take that long to arrive, because obviously I can film a couple of videos a week, but you're only getting 2 or 3 Lego room videos a week. So it might have felt that it's taken a while for these to turn up, but these did actually arrive within 9 days, which was extremely impressive. Yeah, you're in the way now. You're in the way now. Oh, that can move. Yeah, because it looks nice stood side on, but that path is just too big. But I think we have the big stuff moving forward, and I just need to find maybe a smaller playset, a couple more minifigures to add in. Because if you remember rightly, I did try and get the X-Wing, the X-Wing. I did try and get the X-Wing on this side as well. So if I got another ship here, don't think the only one that'll go there is the Falcon. I'm assuming he took off with the Falcons. The Falcon could potentially go up against that wall. So you've got the 2 ships on the back, and then it's got a representation of everything then, because you can get the smaller playset one. And I think what would be quite smart is the black Falcon. Because I think the black against the orange would look fantastic. And that's from the Rebuild the World from the Lego group. So it's got everything that's wrong with it. So we could just put it there as a bit of an Easter egg. And if I get the dimensions, if I can actually get it on the wall, that might have to be fish wire, because I can't screw into this wall really. It's a bit of a nightmare. So if you've not been following, this is your first video and you're wondering, just screw something else into this wall. This has been an absolute, this side has been a nightmare. The Batman artwork went up like an absolute dream, but this side, I've had to do all sorts of stuff to stop brick dust falling down and yada yada yada. And now we are where we are, so yeah, I could have I could either get the Falcon up against here, against that thing, and just see. But where do I come in? Do we keep the path to the back? Do we keep it to the front? What do you think we should do? Because we're here. So at what point does it snake back out that way? Because I could have a bigger display at the back and a smaller one at the front, and we could basically snake it there and in. So we've got a small one, a big one. Don't particularly want to keep it in a straight line. I'd like to put some sort of thing on there. Yeah, I might do. Because we could try and mirror. We could try and do that again, coming off this, going to either corner. But to be honest, I don't know how much you're ever going to see. I can see it, but I'd have to lift the camera up like that for you guys to see it. Right, this is the bit that I don't know where and what is best. But what I am going to do is I'm going to keep you there because you can see everything, so that will work. So that is where it's stopping, and then this is where it kicks in. So it's just figuring out where the orange is going to go. So you can do a full 360 around that thing. guess we could just keep it simple and have it in the, that was, then it went up there. You'd have 2 displays. We could make, keep it close to the back. We could do a double, but then if we did a double, obviously it's just a lot more tiles. Because if we brought it into, where are we? 1, 2, 3. We've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So there. If that was the orange one. Oh, there you go. That's another bit of the 8080 from underneath for no reason falling off. What I did was breathe on the thing. And that is where the orange goes. That's where Chewy is. So the orange then comes, or maybe we have a smaller and bigger display. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we did 8 studs out. Oh no, it's a disaster. Look, just taking it off. This paint has been on now for weeks and weeks and weeks. Can't breathe on anything, I can't touch anything. No, that's annoying. Annoying. I'm going to have to fix that and touch that. I can't now touch that shelf. Oh, this is going to get interesting quickly. Because I can't touch that shelf, that's going to have to change the plan. Because it's going to be orange. Are we off? I can't tell. Something's off and I can't quite work out what it is. I think we'll be okay. I think it's because the base plates aren't level, that's why. So that's where it would come back. So we'll just do we'll just mirror it. We'll do a full 360 around both. And then we've got a zigzag bit in the middle. We've got a straight bit in the middle. And then we've got 2 full walk arounds. And then we've got a sort of a weird and wonderful way on the way in on both sides. So that is all of that down and done. And then we will keep that all open. I just have to, we're off, it looks like we're off by a stud. It's because the base plate slipped, that's all it is. So it will marry up and kiss up when it's finished. That won't, I've just been an idiot, but that will. Yeah, so we just got 2. I can make 2 small dead end displays. No. Pointless. Oh dear, I am off. What is off? 1, 2, 1. Ew. Well, we know these are right, so these are wrong. So what I've done coming over, I've fluffed it. I thought it was because the base plate, I know the base plates are miles off, but that is not ideal. So what I'm going to have to do is rip them up, move that over. 1, 2, out of the way. Is there another one there? Because the leg's in the way. Out. 1, 2, 3. No, I can't can't get any more on until, oh yeah, oh dear, never mind. So that will carry on when the AT-AT is actually fixed. Like I said, I was doing a video diary, but I've actually got to look back on that because I think I swore at it so much you might never see it. So I might just overlay the footage while this actually gets finished and repaired. But this is what this is looking like at the moment. And then obviously would have all of those bits and pieces in there. So need to work out how many more orange I need to order. I'll see if I can find some in my bag first, because they might have fallen down to the bottom. More than likely they have done. If not, I can just order a few. I think this is going to be the only orange zone, but I just need to make sure that I order an extra base plates worth another 16 on top of what I need, in case we need to chop and change anything or do anything. But I'll leave that over there for now. Chewy can be sort of stood by himself. And if I take a step down, there's one of them already, so there's another one that can go there. Yeah, I think it looks okay. I think the minifigures show up against the orange nicely, so that's all right. I just need to push some bits and pieces around, and then yeah, I can just move that one over to that. So actually, that's something we haven't yet done. Does it actually fit? Now we put all the base plates tiling in. Yeah, see how much less space that takes up. So yeah, that looks really clean. Those two close together. Minifigures at the front, figure out what we're going to do with there and there, because there is the cave, isn't there? I think there's the Wampa cave and might be one or two other things that might be needed, but I think that will work. So what I will do now is, off camera, I'll make some space down here, and we will see, just for placement, what the Venator looks like against the yellow, and then we'll start to wrap up the video. Okay, so that is where we're at the moment. Tiles are up there, so I know where they are. I have put all the AT-AT bits and pieces in the other square, and like I said, it's either just going to get repaired in a completely separate upload of repairing something that isn't even finished, or it'll get added in when I start adding in the other orange tiles, or it'll be in the other thing, which is all to do with this underneath here. So there's a lot of Star Wars uploads to be coming, but the cheese is over there. So this now means that when the box moves, it will allow me to carry on with the Ninjago bits and pieces. So that's why I've done that. There's a double reason why I'm jumping over the AT-AT to get this in. One of those, it is the space. Now, I know this isn't a Clone Wars upload. The main focus point of this video is done, but I just, for me, want to see how far away it comes from the wall. I want to pick it up and angle it, because it will be on a stand eventually. And then hopefully I've done the front path okay. And then what I will do is I will obviously finish building it. There'll be a review and all that kind of nonsense on the channel for you to keep your eyes peeled for. And then we can then carry on with the path, because there's a lot more base plate space down here than there is up top, because that's actually only one base plate deep. It's just one base plate, so it's 32 studs all the way across, and it is in total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's 7 base plates in total, whereas this is 7 across by 3 base plates deep. So we've got a lot more to play with regards to, well, a Clone Wars display. But I am slightly concerned with actually how deep this thing actually is. So let's bring it over. I know it's not on the stand, but I just want to see for length to make sure I've actually put the two blue base plates in the right space. So if I can, hopefully without kicking any, because these are the boxes. These 2 boxes down here are the boxes for this, and you've got the other box there for it as well. So it's all a little bit nuts with regards to just how much space you need to be able to build these things. So that needs to go over there out the way. I need to tuck my thermal in because it's quite cold up here today. So I've got a thermal, I've got 2 hoodies on, a t-shirt and a thermal t-shirt on. So I am toasty enough, but I've got it to the point of I can actually carry it up the loft ladders. So as you can probably imagine, this is actually longer than the actual loft ladder's hatch. So I had to prop it on my forehead and have it vertically up the loft ladders because this thing is huge, absolutely huge, but it is very, very stable. Now, there is. So it's the height that I wanted to see. Lengthwise we're good, so that's fantastic. The nose, when it's on the stand, will go behind the Winter Village display, so that's great. And the back end is just before the 2 blue base plates, so we've spaced that perfectly. And height-wise, look, you can get vehicles underneath it. So that's why I ordered the yellow as well, because I knew there'd be paths forking off this. Now, we can't do too much on the display on the Clone Wars, so there might be a delay with another Star Wars upload, because I do need to order the stand. And when the stand's in, it will put it at a much higher angle, which I can't actually reach and do. So I'm going to actually have to wait until the stand is in. I am halfway through booklet 3 currently, and to be fair, it is very, very sturdy. So you overlay everything, then you've got all of these bits that basically keep it all in place to stop things from pinging off, and you do the same thing on the other side. You can see all of the different Technic pins and everything that are there. This was a really nice build, this huge chunky thing just up on top. That was very, very enjoyable. So what I'm going to try and do, I think, is build it. It could be actually the next Clone Wars upload. That's possibly what I can do. I think what I might do is build all of the pieces separately, and then you connect them together with the Technic pins that are already on there. So I can then put the table across, and then I can then put it together with you as an upload, and then we can get it placed a little bit better. Yeah, so there'll be a finishing off and placing of this massive block of cheese. But I'm quite happy that the minifigures and everything underneath, because even with it just on its stand, it's much higher than all of the little diorama and everything up top. Obviously this is kind of just being placed and thrown in to a point, but we've got space across the back. That's going to go up on the wall. There's other smaller ships to be added in. So yes, it does mean I can carry on and get a load of the bits and pieces done down here as well. So good. It looked a lot bigger over there and in my hand than what it does on here, because this is such a big space. But if we take a step back, you can see what's going to be happening now. One's going to be facing one way, one's going to be facing the other, which is going to be great because that's going to be on the stand like that, going that way, and obviously that will be done and repaired. So yeah, more than likely there'll be a finishing touches upload to these 2 big monstrosities, and then yeah, there's one little ship to build over there, and then what will be going down with a load of timber, and then actually getting underneath this already, because it's going to be UCS Star Wars, UCS Star Wars, UCS Star Wars underneath, because there is the Jabba sail barge is actually underneath there, but you can't actually see it because, well, you can't see it, but you will do when it's all neat and tidy, which is great. And then on this side, it's not too much at all. There's a couple of tubs that I just need to go through to make sure the Ninjago stuff, well, actually the Spring Lantern set is good to go. And then yeah, we're not going to be too far away from actually then just starting the under table project with some new timber coming in. So that'll be nice and exciting. So that is the end of this. That was smoother than what I thought it was going to be. I didn't faff around and destroy any of the paths. I can see maybe one more ship up on the wall. for the Hoth. But this against the yellow when it's all finished, I think it's going to look fantastic as well. So I'm looking forward to getting this finished. I reckon there's a good few hours of building left on this, because there's 4 booklets on this one. And I've got to be honest, I did make a bit of, this will make you laugh, I did a bit of a schoolboy error. I did an unboxing video for this. I took the screen grab, did all the other little bits and pieces that I needed to do. Obviously then delete all the bits and pieces, carry on filming and yada yada yada. Forgot to upload it to YouTube. So I will have to do a review and go through all the instruction booklets at the same time, because they are very, very impressive. So it was a cool thing to do, and filmed it, edited it all together, and basically wrecked it and ruined it. But I am very, very much looking forward to now getting on with this, because that box is empty. So that UCS set over there, that's completely empty. That will just be used one more time for the review video of it, flat packed, and it's out the way. So I think, if I'm clever enough, that will go underneath here when these boxes have moved, and then I can start on the corner at the bottom. So that might be coming in an upload very, very soon. But for now, I think that is it, and I am done. So if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Let us know in the comment section below what you think of the displays. Can you see what I'm going to be trying to do with them with regards to the paths? Obviously, we'll figure out how we're going to connect this one to all the other little bits and pieces down here. And then, of course, we've got all of this to mess around with and go. Everything in, apart from the one table, it's all in situ. So we've got the Marvel bits and pieces in, so the Marvel Street's done. We've left space for the X-Men bit. We're going to redevelop the coaster and all that kind of thing. Bits and pieces at the back's all going to be done. And of course, the modular maze is all in, so that's all down and done. So it looks a lot worse than what it actually is, but it's only a couple of hours, and it'll be all ready for base plate and tiling. So there's going to be a lot of base plates to go down and a lot of tiles to order. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll catch you next one.